Okay, good morning. Today is day 18 of videos of trying to get comfortable on camera and as a life skill and to discuss thoughts or ideas or a day in the life of me as a human with schizophrenia. And schizophrenia is a real reality, and it can be explained by crazy groups with high technologies engaging in bizarre psychological warfare or some other sort of psychological operation surrounding a target or person, but for the schizophrenic. And yes, so I'm going to start off with something that happened to me the other day, and that is the dream worlds or the dream realities. And I don't know what these dreams are. I've discussed this, but uh I don't know if they're digital worlds. I don't know if they're corporations coming in to my head, or if they are intergalactic or some intergalactic frequency parallel worlds that they take you to and stuff. I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna discuss one dream that came to my mind. I finished on yesterday, and that was a dream where I had this fake girlfriend, or it was like a real girlfriend in the dream, but we were embraced. I was hugging her around the shoulder, and then all of a sudden I was up and we were leaving some sort of schooling or something, and we were looking for jobs together, and I got a job offer from this firm and she got the job offer from the same firm. And so I was looking at my job offer and it was like, oh, it's going to pay you $511,000. And I was thinking to myself, oh my God, there's no way that they're going to pay her $511,000. And in this dream, this woman was way more competent than me, and she was just way more on the ball and more substantially greater ability in this field or job that we were going for or whatever. And I started thinking like, oh my God, this is a boys club, and like, I'm gonna make them pay her the same amount as me and stuff. And I was like, I can't believe they're paying me this much money or whatever. And so then when I asked her, I was like, what did they offer you? What's the pay they offered you? And she was like, $78,000. And I was like, oh my God, you're not going to like it when you find out what they offered me. And I'm like, this is a total boys club and everything. And then I was like, it was $511,000, to which she was shocked. And then I started reneging on my idea that I was going to make them pay her the same amount or I wouldn't take the job. And I was thinking to myself, oh my God, this is a lot of money. So I started getting money grubby. And I was like, this could be really great for us. And I was thinking in my head that I would just give her all the money that I got, like 511,000. I was like, oh, I'll just give it to you and you could do something, start a business or something. And I started getting muddy grubby and stuff. And then there was this weird guy, and we were in our backyard or something, and I don't know what he was doing there, but he was like, "Money's not everything." And so, anyways, then I woke up and I thought to myself, okay, somewhere in some dream world or some sort of parallel reality, I've just damaged my relationship in which a firm was offering my girlfriend 1/10 of what they're offering me, even though she's much more competent. And so I started getting money grubby, and I was just thinking from just the standpoint of like, oh damn, this is a lot of money to turn down. And so I don't know if that's a character flaw or what, but that happened in my dream. Well, it does expose some sort of character flaw. Like if somebody weighs $511,000 in my face, I'm probably gonna say okay, or I'm gonna be tempted to say okay, even if I'm originally thinking, no, no way, that's a terrible thing. Okay, so in Matthew McConaughey's book, uh, it was talking about uh, he has this section in there where he talks about loopholes in the golden rule, and loopholes in the golden rule and everything in moderation. Two adages, which two two ideas which are solicited as adages for life, and uh, rules for life. Basically, two adages solicited as rules for life. And so I actually have thought that before about the golden rule, and um, you know, he talks about in the golden rule the loophole for him is that someone's gonna make you so not everyone's gonna want to do what you want to do. So that's a loophole in the golden rule, and people don't want to do what you want to do, and for the everything in moderation, the loophole is that one man's appetite is another man's indigestion. And for the golden rule I'll talk about is uh I always thought like, you want to be treated how you want to be treated, and somebody else wants to be treated how they want to be treated. And, people are abused people. People have all kinds of ideas about what's proper treatment. Some people want to be treated like royalty or whatever. And, is that really how you want to be treated? I don't really know. So it's like, I think it's best to treat people how they want to be treated within reason, and that's how I look at it. Some people want to be treated terribly, and so now they're going to treat you terribly if they abide by the golden rule, and you know, so it should be you should be want to get treated how you want to be treated within reason, and treat others as they want to be treated within reason. And that's how I look at the golden rule. And so it's not a bad idea. It's a nice idea. Treat your neighbor as yourself, and treat others how they want to treat others as you would want to be treated. So it's a general good rule, and it's something to maybe think about as you're treating somebody. Like, would I want to be treated that way? But I don't know about it as like the golden rule, because I don't think it encompasses everything. Okay, in another section, I think he talks about the idea of free range kids. And I'm very certain that happens in Matthew McConaughey's book, but I have it written down here, free range kids. And this is the idea that, parents back in the day used to let their kids run around and do anything they really wanted to. They could go, they had freedom to just go anywhere they wanted in life, and play around in society, go on their bikes and go places. And my mom talks about this a lot. When she was a kid, she grew up in Hollywood, and the kids used to just be free to just go where they wanted and be to themselves and take care of themselves and go out and do that. And uh, I started thinking, like, man, uh, that's kind of crazy that we're losing stuff like this. But gets back into the thing of the onion I talk about, where if the AI is really monitoring everything, and we, like, this is an example of, there's potential dangers with AI monitoring everything, and I've experienced some of those. And but if you had a system where everybody was monitored by everybody, now you could have a situation where you gain a little bit more freedom as kids, again in society where kids are allowed to just free range go around society because you have an AI that's monitoring everything, so nobody could ever get lost or stolen without somebody knowing about it and there being consequences. So uh it provides a little bit of a blanket of security, and then in that blanket of security, potentially, I'm thinking that you could potentially have freedom again as children, because now when you look at it, you don't ever see kids on their own. I don't really, not very much, a little bit bikes here and there, but I guess not like it used to be back in the day. Even when I was growing up, you could walk the street and bike on your own. But when I go around town now, it's like I basically really never see that. It's very rare. Maybe in the local neighborhood you see it a little bit, but not like around the town and stuff. So, and I think there's even like chaperone laws at malls and stuff now because of all these brawls and stuff that were happening, which I do think are terrible. I think these brawls and stuff that are happening at malls are terrible. And like they're even happening at like Knott's Berry Farm and stuff like that, and uh you know shootings, and it's just not good. And you know uh like for instance, the other day that there was a kid, we were reading on one of these next door things that there was a resident in one of the local areas here, and this is like a suburb, like a very safe, like kind of controlled suburb, and they were complaining that teenage boys were bringing their fishing poles to the local pond and trying to fish, and the people were very concerned that these teenagers were disregarding the rules. And this flies in the opposite direction of like these teenage brawls and stuff, but it's like it's I guess that flies into the face of the idea of like AI monitoring, because the AI monitoring is going to keep kids from doing something like that. So maybe you you're dealing with the onion of freedom in one area is a tyranny in another, but maybe the tyranny in one area can allow you to do things you're allowed to do, like maybe go places. So it's a bit of a mess in thinking about this, but uh anyways, I was thinking like, maybe we could bring back free range kids a little bit if we had some sort of monitoring where it was safe. And so, yeah. The voices said I am under the ocean and I am from Texas. Not me, but the voices said, quote, I am under the ocean, I am from Texas. So someone doing the voices in my head said these things and said that they're under the ocean and from Texas. And they've also said stuff like Obama's in love with it and things like that. And I actually got tortured under the Obama administration for a number of years, but I don't know if he was in charge of this special access program or whatever is going on. But yeah, so they say Obama's in love with it, and they say they're under the ocean and that they're from Texas, and I don't know what to make of that, but that's what they say. And I get voices from time to time. Sometimes it'll go on for like months at a time, but for the most part, it's rather limited now. And now it's just like a lot of other crazy stuff, a lot of paranoia stuff, like thinking you're gonna cause an avalanche or something. And yeah, so uh, I think I've gone on enough today. I did touch all my topics, but uh, I just wanted to talk about those few things this morning, and I'll do another one tomorrow. I start my business class today, so I got to get going on that. Okay, thank you.